These are the symbols for BJT transistors. We have an NPN transistor and a PNP transistor. For NPN, in the symbol it is shown that emitter is pointing outward, and for PNP, emitter is pointing inward. In short, you can call this NPN transistor as not pointing in, and you can call PNP transistor as pointing in. This is the thing to memorize the symbol. Now we can bias BJT transistor in different biasing configuration. We have three terminals, so there are three different combinations in which we can bias the transistor. The first one is common base configuration, the second one is common emitter configuration, and the third one is common collector configuration. What does common mean here? Common mean we have that terminal common between input and output section. For common base configuration, base is common or at the ground potential between input and output. In this case, if you apply input here, input in this side, and we measure output at this side, so we apply input at emitter to base, and we measure output from collector to base. So for common base terminology, it derived from the fact that the base is common to both input and output side of the configuration. The base terminal is closest or at ground potential. That means we apply input voltage with reference to base, and we measure output voltage with the reference to base. To fully describe the behavior of a three-terminal device, we require two sets of characteristics. One set is input or driving point characteristics, and the other set is output characteristics. The input set of common base amplifier is shown in this figure, that relates input current, that is IE, to the input voltage, which is VBE, and we measure input current and input voltage against the output voltage, that is VCB. So for different collected to base voltage VCB, we will have a different curve. As we have already said, we normally make base emitter junction forward bias. So if you think of a PN junction which is forward bias, and let's consider this the semiconductor material used is silicon, then these characteristics are similar to that of a forward bias diode. As we can see, there is a rise or knee voltage around 0.7 volt, and these three different curves uh, represented for different collected to base voltages. That is, for VCB is equal to 1 volt, we have this characteristic curve, we call it input characteristic curve, and for VCB equal to 10 volt, we have a rather sharp rise at knee voltage, and for VCB is equal to 20 volt, we have uh, sharper than all these two, sharper curve as compared to these two other curves. Now the output set of characteristics. The output set relates an output current, which is IC, to an output voltage VCB for various levels of input current IE. These are output characteristics, and for each level of input current, we have a different output characteristic curve. Overall, we have this set of characteristics that is called output characteristics. Now, if you see, when we have IE is equal to 0, the curve is here. IE is equal to 0. That is, if you open this emitter terminal, we will have IE is equal to 0. In this case, IC is approximately equal to 0. And in this set of characteristics, we have defined uh, three different regions, or three different operating regions. One is active region, second one is saturation region, and this one is cutoff region. When we use transistor in an amplifier network, we bias this transistor in active region. And if we want to use transistor as a switch, then we use the transistor, or we bias the transistor in saturation and cutoff region. In saturation region, it will behave like a short circuit, and in cutoff region, it will behave like an open circuit. So, as it is written here, the active region is the employed for linear amplifier. Another thing you want to notice is that when IE is equal to 1 milliampere, IC is approximately 1 milliampere, and for IE is equal to 2 milliampere, IC is 2 milliampere, and so on. So we can easily derive this equation that IC is approximately equal to IE. Since IB is approximately equal to 0 milliampere, but it is not actually equal to 0 milliampere, since we have some IB current that is in micro or pico ampere range, while IE and IC are both in milliampere ranges. This is the equation we just discussed, that IC is approximately equal to IE. In the cutoff region, the base emitter and base collector junction of transistor both are reversed bias. In cutoff region, as you can see, we are in this third region. Base emitter and base collector, both junctions are reverse bias, so IE and IC both are equal to 0. And in saturation region, base emitter junction and base collector junction, both are forward bias. Now this is the approximation or uh, approximation like we did for diode, that for input characteristics you can easily see that all three curves were approximately similar, so you can draw an approximate curve here which can represent the common base configuration here. So we have for any VCB we have this curve where the knee voltage is around 0.7 volt, and for uh, piecewise linear equivalent model as we employed for diode, you can approximate this curve with these two asymptotes. One is this one and the other one is this, and again if you ignore the resistance of that PN junction, you can make this curve straight, so you can easily approximate VBE is equal to 0.7 volt. Like for the case of diode we had VD equal to 0.7 for silicon material. Now this is an example. Uh, the output set of characteristics are given and we are asked to determine the resulting collector current if IE is equal to 3 milliampere and VCB is equal to 10 volt. So we have VCB equal to 10 volt and IE is equal to 3 milliampere. We are in this region. For this we need to measure or find the collector current which is IC. We can easily see or determine the collector current which is IC is equal to 3 milliampere. Now in part B it says using the characteristics of the given figure determine the resulting collector current if IE remains at 3 milliampere but VCB is reduced to 2 volt. Now VCB is reduced to 2 volt, let's say around here, and we have IE equal to 3 milliampere. IE is same this curve 3 milliampere. So we need to determine IC which will be 3 milliampere again according to these characteristic curves. Part C says using the characteristics of figure given below, these are input characteristics of common base configuration. Determine VBE if IC is equal to 4 milliampere and VCB is equal to 2 volt. Now from output characteristics we have VCB is equal to 20 volt and IE is equal to 4. This means we have IE equal to IC, that is equal to 4 milliampere. Now since VCB is equal to 20 volt, we need to see this curve, and for IC equal to equal to 4 milliampere, at this point we need to find VBE, and this is approximately equal to 0.74 volt. So if input and output set of characteristics are given, we can easily find different voltages and currents of uh, at terminal level of this biasing configuration. Now it's time to define alpha, which is known as amplification factor. In DC mode, the level of IC and IE due to majority carriers are related by a quantity called alpha, and which is defined with this equation, that is alpha DC is equal to IC over IE. As you must have seen that IE is input current and IC is output current. So amplification factor current, this is actually current amplification factor alpha is equal to IC over IE. Since alpha is defined only for majority carriers, we can write this equation, which was IC is equal to IC majority plus IC minority. In this case, in terms of alpha, we can write this equation as IC is equal to alpha IE plus ICBO, which is leakage current or the current due to minority carriers. And for AC situation, where the point of operation moves on characteristic curve, the alpha is defined as alpha AC is equal to delta IC over delta IE for any VCB constant. This means that change in IC over change in IE will give us alpha AC. Now, this figure will show you why we need biasing actually, and how we do biasing. We do bias transistor in order to make current flow in through its terminal, and the biasing configuration is such that which establish the current in the direction of this arrowhead. In this case, we can see this VEE is positive terminal is connected to emitter, and here we have base equal to base is at common point, and the negative terminal of VCC is connected to collector. So current established by these two voltage sources is in this direction, which is in accordance to the arrowhead of this emitter terminal.